Hey YouTube, this is Snorlaxcrossing here with a battle for you with Tae-Tae from the Maryland Forums. So I lead with my Uxie, and he leads with the Weavile, and just goes for the Night Slash. I know I can take it pretty well though, because Uxie's very defensive. So I take it well, just go for the yawn. He switches out into a Bliss, and I just, set up the rocks and the screen. And I really don't think this Bliss can do anything to me. But he just goes for the T-Wave and then starts S-tossing. And, I've got exactly 200 HP, of course. So, it's a bit unlucky, but whatever. Doesn't end up mattering at all. So anyways, I U-turn out into Omni Munch, the Snorlax, of course, right? And, so I just curse, I just start cursing up because I really don't think this thing can do anything to me. But it turns out this thing is a counter Bliss, and that scares me a bit. But I just continue cursing up. He now goes into a Weavile, and I still don't think this thing can do anything to me. So I just keep on cursing. He switches out again into this thing, but I end up earthquaking. I wanted to overpredict because I knew he was probably going to switch into a counter or something. And man, that turned out so well, unbelievable. I was so glad to get rid of that thing. Anyway, so now he switches into what he should have switched in, which is, of course, he didn't know I didn't have the crunch, but, I can't do anything to it. So, anyway, so I go into Scizor now, and I just go for the pursuit after he tries to Sludge Bomb. That was just a lucky prediction about the Sludge Bomb, but whatever, it turns out it worked out, so now after that thing dies, he goes into a Swampert, and I can't do anything to that. So I switch back out into Uxie. Actually, is Death Water, but Uxie actually takes it. I mean, that thing is a beast, right? So so I eventually, after 2 turns, it'll just die. So I switch in Azelf, he switches out into Weavile, and I don't want to risk missing a prediction. I need to kill that thing, so I just go for the Grass Knot. And whatever, I got the Focus Sash anyway, so he just goes for the Night Slash. Obviously takes Azelf down to his Sash. I seriously don't think that crit mattered. Anyway, so now I just go for the Flamethrower and finish it off. Next he goes into a Vaporeon, and since he doesn't have the rocks up, I know that this thing could be useful later. So I switched out, bring an Omni Munch, and just takes the Ice Beam like a beast, like the beast that Snorlax is, really. And it does absolutely nothing. Anyway, so Vaporeon sets up the sub while I curse, and I just don't think this thing can do anything to me. And I'm starting to think at this point it's just going to pass the sub, but he hasn't really shown any good counters, so I'm not that worried. Goes for the Hydro Pump, see how much that does, and it just doesn't do that much either. And so I just continue to curse up. I think that's 3 now, I believe. But anyway, so now he takes the opportunity to Baton Pass out into this thing. And I just continue cursing. And so I've got, oh sorry, I think that was probably 3 right there. Anyways, regardless of all that, he just goes for the Stone Edge now, but it's not going to do anything after all that, even from, Swampert. And, it's just going to destroy the sub, obviously. And, so now I can attack it directly. And that is exactly what I do. I go for the Body Slam, and, of course, Swampert, it's the defensive wall. And so, it's, well, not wall, tank, rather. But, anyway, so it takes it, obviously. But after that many curses, it can't take 2, and so I will just kill it this turn. And honestly, I could have cursed up a little bit more, but I just wanted to get rid of that thing, because I don't like Swamperts. They're rather annoying. No offense to any people who like using Swamperts. But anyway, so now a Bliss switches in, and I'm seriously thinking I can kill this in one shot. After 3 curses, stabbed Body Slam from a Snorlax, I really think I can kill it, but it barely survives. I should have cursed one more time, and then it just goes for the counter, and obviously that's going to stop the sweep. Almost a Snorlax sweep. That would have been awesome, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. I just ended Predator, obviously, now, because, Bullet Punch, I don't want that thing to start soft boiling or anything, so, just get rid of it now. Anyway, so now here's his last poke for Vaporeon, and Predator isn't of much use to me anymore. So I just want him to sort of kill it. I'm just going to try to get as much damage as I can off of these bullet punches. So anyway, so yeah, he's just you know bringing down its health, and then he sets up a sub, which sort of prolongs this whole thing. And I'm just thinking, just kill it. I think I have four pokes left at this point, and so it's pretty much a win at this point. So eventually he does decide to kill it, but now I've got an useless crit. And now I've got the task of taking down the sub, which is oh so fun. So I just go into the Azelf, 1 HP, whatever. I knew it'd be useful for something, right? So yeah, just Psychics takes down the sub and leaves it vulnerable to the thing which I'm about to switch in. I wanted to show him my last poke, which was Dragonite. God, I love that thing. And it just goes for the outrage, obliterates it. So yeah, good game, Tae-Tae.